So you wanna make a gladiator in Baldurs Gate 3. Today I will show you insanely cool multi-class combinations that will make this build possible. It will make insanely powerful and durable front laner that will melt enemies away. So if you're ready, let's do it. This build will mix Rogue with Barbarian class, and that's pretty unique combination. Combining Rogue speed and agility with Barbarian strength really makes Gladiator. But starting class is Fighter. Yeah, we want to start as Fighter with 2-weapon fighting style. You can pick any background you like. I like to pick Soldier. And now let's allocate our ability points. So we can start with 10 Strength and 15 Dexterity, 15 Constitution. You can be dumb, you don't need any intelligence, but 14 Wisdom is a great choice. Allocate bonuses by having +2 into Dex and +1 into Constitution, and the character is basically ready to go. You will have no trouble getting out of the ship and you will find yourself on the beach. As Fighter, you will be able to use any weapon and any armor you like. But you're starting with the long sword, which is not useful for us, because we got high dexterity and basically we're a dexterity based character. So we need weapons that scales with dexterity, like a rapier or any other finesse weapon you will find. So there's a lot of finesse weapon, rapiers, daggers and scimitars, and there's some more. But from the start of the game you just will find a lot of scimitars. That's why I like to have scimitars, and we will be using them in both hands. That's how real gladiators looks like, in my opinion. Probably they not wear a green chicken suit, but whatever. Let's talk about early leveling. So on level 2 you can switch your class instantly, and now we get in Barbarian class. First level of Barbarian will unlock ability to Rage that will add additional damage to our attacks. But then we get in one more level of Barbarian on the next level. This will give us Reckless attacks, so now we can use this stuff and basically attack with advantage. And that's craziest part when you're attacking with 2 hands. You're doing a lot of attacks, and attacking with advantage means we will hit more often, and also we can land more critical strikes. Rage is limited and will recharge on long rests, but don't hesitate and just pop it instantly from the start of the fight. You will get bonus damage and also resistance to basic damage types, so enemies will hit for the half of damage. And while you can use Reckless attack from the start, you can actually just normally attack and you will be prompted with Reckless attack as a reaction if you miss. Don't forget that your weapons got different abilities and just use them. Most of the time they will recharge on short rest, and there's a bunch of cool ones. Also, if you're wearing a torch, don't forget to drop it before the fight starts. You can dip your weapons using dip bonus action, but coolest part, you will dip 2 weapons with just 1 bonus action, and this will increase your damage dramatically on the followed turns, and on this turn you can basically attack with 1 weapon. So this damage is insane, and basically you will one-shot half of the targets in Act 1. And I guess let's talk about next leveling. So on level 4 we will be able to pick subclass, and we going with Wild Heart Barbarian. And while you can go with Tiger Heart Barbarian, it's one of the best bestial hearts because it got a really nice ability, Tiger's Bloodlust. It's just an action and you will be able to attack multiple targets with 1 hit. If you want more tanky character, Bear Heart is a nice pick, but today I will go with Elk Heart. I think it's cool and fits Gladiator theme really nice. So, globally in our gameplay nothing changed, but now we got different type of rage. It will be Rage of the Elk, and this gives us a lot of additional movement speed, but also Primal Stampede action. It's pretty fun ability that basically will give you ability to charge through the enemies and make them prone. But also don't forget it can miss your enemies, so be careful and only use it if you got multiple enemies in one line. Also it uses your movement speed, so it will waste movement speed, and overall you want to use your action and bonus action to just make 2 attacks with your swords, and that's more than enough to destroy enemies here. While this extra additional movement speed is insanely high and will give you ability to close the distance to most targets and basically never stop attacking and never stop raging. Before leaving Act 1, make sure to get really essential items. First one will be from Koga, and she got really nice and powerful amulet, so you need to find the time or just solution to kill her and get Brute Mother's revenge. Now, whenever you will be healed, you will coat your weapons in poison. It doesn't matter, you healed by your ally or just popped a potion before the fight. Your weapons will be coated for additional 1d6 damage. And with this setup you will easily get out of Act 1 to the Act 1.5, how I called it. One of the places is Githyanki Crochet, you will find it in Mountain Pass. And with this setup you won't have a lot of troubles with Githyanki. So after entering Crochet, make sure to find a trader, Ajakin Jira, and she will have really nice items for you. And what you want to buy is Laritian's Wrath. In another Act 1.5 place in Myconid Colony you want to find another trader, and from David Bone Cloak you want to buy Caustic Band that will add acid damage on hits. But that's not it. In Underdark there's another place on Till Night Outpost. You will find a tower near the statue and you will see mushrooms far away, so that's where we're going right now, to these mushrooms. There is a stone nearby with Falar Aloof sword, so you will need to pass a strength check to get it, or there's another options. You probably seen a problem. This is long swords. But this long swords is really unique, they got finesse property. While all other long swords will be scaling with our strength, these finesse weapons will scale with our dexterity. And as dexterity based character, these will increase our hit chance, our damage, and basically that's what we need. But it's really important how we equip this item. So in the main hand we want to have Laritian's Wrath. And the offhand we want to have Falar Aloof, but two long swords is unequipable in dual hands. Yeah, kind of. But you will be already level 5, that's where you will have one more level in Barbarian and get your feat. And this feat should be Dual Wielder. Then we're leveling up one more time and getting one more level in Barbarian for one extra attack and also more movement speed. So, Dual Wielder will give us ability to equip any weapons in two hands, almost any weapons. And now we can equip Falar Aloof in our offhand. From the Laritian Wrath we will be able to use Razor Gale, but this will be only available to you if Laritian's Wrath in the main hand, while Falar Aloof special ability Falar Aloof Melody will work even in offhand. And also, in my opinion, we're looking insanely cool, like a real gladiator right now. So just pop the rage at the start of the fight and get ready to demolish your enemies. Now you will be able to use this cool attack from Laritian's Wrath. It will use all modifiers from normal attack, so a lot of additional damage, and also it's pretty nice radius. It's attacking in a cone and basically you can attack multiple enemies at once. But even this is not it, because you can pop Falar Aloof Melody before the fight. And this will give you ability to use Falar Aloof Melody Shriek, which will add thunder damage on our attacks. And considering we're dual wielding and basically making a lot of attacks, it will do a lot of additional attacks. But not only for you, also your allies will benefit from this feature, so they will inflict additional damage too. But again, you can do everything solo, because with this attack you will do a lot of damage to all enemies, and that's why I think Tiger Heart is not really cool for this build. A lot of enemies standing alone, so we won't be able to use this Tiger Heart attack a lot, while move speed is always beneficial to us to get to our enemies faster. And in some cases you can use Primal Stampede for additional damage to multiple enemies at once. Also, Sword in the main hand got this awesome rush attack ability to close distance even more, so we are really fast and devastating dual wielding crazy Barbarian Gladiator. And another cool part, our swords got 1d8 basic damage, so it's insanely hard hitting stuff. That's our average damage calculations right now. It's insanely high, 70 average damage at these levels is just mind-blowing. But we are ready to go into Act 2, so here we will level up even more. And now we're finally switching our class. We're getting Rogue subclass right now, and we don't need to pick anything. Then one more level of Rogue that will give us ability to use dash and other actions as bonus actions. That's really beneficial for us, so we can just pop bonus action, rush towards enemies, and no one can escape us right now. On the next level, pick subclass and get Thief subclass from Rogue. That will give us additional bonus actions, so now we will be able to do 4 attacks in one turn, And also Rogue unlocks Sneak Attack, and while most of the time it's not useful when you multiclassing into Rogue, because all multiclass builds with Rogue just getting use of its bonus action and nothing else, we are really benefiting from Sneak Attack, because Sneak Attack will trigger from finesse weapons, and guess what, our longswords is finesse weapons. That's the craziest part, just pop the rage at the start of the fight, and Rogue multiclass will give us 2 bonus actions, so it will eat only 1 bonus action. Now we can do 2 attacks with main hand and also 1 attack with offhand, and also we will benefit from Sneak Attack, which is really devastating additional power. But finesse weapon is not only requirement to trigger Sneak Attack, you also need to have advantage, and that is covered by Reckless Attack. Basically, whenever you're attacking with Reckless Attack, it's already advantage, and you will always trigger Sneak Attack for insane amount of damage. And you will have no problems in Act 2, especially if you will find 2 rings, Coruscation Ring and another ring is Kalos Glow Ring. I like to cast light on my sword. There's special ring for this, or you can use Sorcerer or any other wizard in your party, and this will do a lot of additional damage to your targets, while inflicting Radiating Orb on them. That will lower chances of enemies to hit you, and that's crazy part. Another cool stuff, you can use Primal Stampede to hit targets who is in Sanctuary, and there's a bunch of targets who use in Sanctuary in this act, so AoE ability from the sword, Primal Stampede, is really nice and useful against those. Another place you want to visit in this act is right here, it's Moonrise Towers. There's a trader over here, Raw Moonglow, and you want to buy Drake Throat Glaive from her. You need another party member or just a hireling, so make sure to have some hireling and level him up as Sorcerer, get Twin Spell Metamagic. Then give this Drake Throat Glaive to this hireling, and basically that's your routine at the start of the day. Drop 2 swords on the ground, use Metamagic Twin Spell as hireling, and then use Draconic Elemental Weapon. Now you can use it on 2 weapons and enchant them with +1 to hit, chance and attack, and also with any damage type you like, so you can pick lightning, cold, fire or any other damage type. It will increase our damage output by a lot. Pick damage type depending on your party or enemies you're facing. For example, if you have parties that can inflict wet condition, you can go with lightning or cold. I like to have fire on my swords, because there is oil that can make enemies vulnerable to fire, so that's nice stuff when you're playing a solo character. But also sorcerers have magic weapons, so you can enchant these weapons even more, and now we have +3 weapons in Act 2, that is finesse long swords with insane damage output. Other items that you are looking for is something like these gloves that will add additional damage to your hits, and you will have no problems in the game. So let's finish our build. We're getting 1 more level in Rogue to get fit, and we're getting +2 into Dexterity. This ability point distribution considering you can have +1 from the boss, otherwise just round up stats. Then 1 more level in Rogue. That will give us ability to resist damage and also more powerful Sneak Attack, because Sneak Attack becoming more powerful on odd levels. So there is no point in getting 1 more level in Rogue on the last level. That's why I'm getting 1 more level in Fighter right now to get Action Surge, so we can do more attacks from the start of the turn. Another option is to get Barbarian to unlock Animal Aspect. Considering you can use Lacerate with your main hand weapon and inflict bleed on enemy, there's Wolverine Animal Aspect that will maim enemies for 1 turn when you're attacking them if they bleed. You can have Elk for additional movement speed, or even Tiger. It's your choice, it doesn't matter too much, build is already pretty powerful. Just look at these poor souls, we basically one-shotting them with 2 attacks, and we can do 6 attacks if we picked last level of Fighter. And yeah, that's kinda Act 2 enemies, but this health and level is basic Act 3 enemies too. I guess this guy's even more powerful than Act 3 enemies. And I like to always attack with Reckless Attack for more critical strike chance. Amount of additional damage is just insane. Just look at these rainbow numbers, and basically numbers, they are just so high. And if you're interested, average non-crit damage per round is 120 right now. That's just crazy. Because with our style we will do a lot more damage with higher chances of critical strike. And Sneak Attack can critical strike too for even more damage. And this average damage is more than enough to destroy most bosses in 2 turns. I hope you enjoyed this build and you will have blast playing it in Baldur's Gate 3 as a real gladiator. Watch other cool videos on the screen right now and see you in the next videos.